Yo, it is windy as fuck. It is windy as fuck out here. Alright, what's up, guys? So I'll be showing you my G. Hey. So yeah, I bought this 2010 G37 sedan. It's a Journey or base. I bought it in the beginning of the year on January 31st for $6,300 from a seller on Facebook Marketplace. The reason I had gotten it so cheap was because it was a rebuilt title. You'll be able to see in this image where the damage was originally on that driver rear door. You can still see a little bit of the remnant of the accident. This vehicle, from what I was told from the guy who bought it from auction and fixed it up, it was originally a one-owner car. It was owned by an old lady, so this car is old lady certified. Sadly, she did not keep it garage kept, so you can see the faded paint on the roof and on the hood. Trunk lid as well, faded paint. The interior is pretty bad as well because it just sat in the sun. But I did end up getting this for a pretty good price, and I feel like it was a pretty good deal for $6,300. I did check the alignment and lift this vehicle up in the air. It had no leaks of any kind. The tires, wheels, and brakes were all good. You can see these literally have no curb rash or nothing. All the sensors work. This car was pretty good. I feel like it's still a pretty good deal. You guys let me know. This car does have, when I first got it, I'll show you the image as well. When I first got it, I took a picture of the cluster. It had around 65,000 miles, and currently it has 69,000, so I've driven it for like 3,000 to 4,000 miles. And yeah, this is how the car looks. It looks pretty decent. Obviously, there's a lot of bad things about it, like the faded paint. You can see they siliconed the sunroof, common leak on these cars. This was cracked on the windshield. And that was pretty much it from the cosmetics of the body. You have some cracking on the front grille and like a dent there. But overall, yellowing of the lights, overall it's pretty alright. This started happening recently. I'll see how I fix that. I can probably just peel it off and put on new ones. But yeah, overall, this car is pretty clean for the amount that I got. Well, it's good mechanically, not really cosmetically, but mechanically. Show you guys the interior. It is a 10-inch interior, which I do kind of regret getting. You can see this is cracked, that is cracked. The steering wheel is, I don't even know. That shit is garbage. I'm missing my A-pillar because I sent it out to get modified for some gauge mounts. You can see they ended up putting this vinyl piece over the dash because the dash looks pretty cooked. Interior, the seats are all right. You can see these seat belts are really nasty. You can see tears on the seats here and there. The rear was a little bit better. A little bit. You can still see cracking of the leather. Everything's super dirty. I have had like tires back here because I recently just bought a set of G35 sport rims I'm gonna end up putting on this car. You can see there's a condition of the vehicle. Interior is not too bad. I think a good detail can make it really come to life. I will probably have to replace the dash, the steering wheel, that piece of wood trim, and the dome light as well is cracked, or that piece that's connected to the dome light. Got some more tearing on the leather here. Passenger seat is got some tears as well. So I mean, for a 15-year-old car, it's pretty clapped, but like I said, mechanically this thing is 100%. I've already done all the fluids. You guys are gonna see all the stuff that I've done to it. I've already installed a Grand BT3 kit for Bluetooth audio. I've done the galley gaskets. I have replaced my alternator and my battery. I've done the heater hose connection. And I think that's about it. I'm gonna install these new rims and tires. Well, I gotta find the rims, or I gotta find tires for the set of rims that I bought. But so far, that's how the car looks. That's how much I got it for. He did have it originally listed for $9K, but I ended up bringing him down all the way down to $63. I was really hoping to spend like around $6K for a car, and so I got pretty close. And this is what I ended up with. So I feel like it was a pretty good deal. I still do feel like it's a pretty good deal. I know I had some regrets after I bought it, but I think that's normal for anyone. It's spending that type of money. But yeah, so far, other than the stuff that commonly goes bad, like the heater hose connection, the galley gaskets, the sunroof leaks, I haven't had to deal with any leaks because of the silicone on there. But yeah, so far, this vehicle has been good to me. It has been down for like 3 times, like I said, because the heater hose connection, the galley gaskets, and then the alternator and the battery. So this car has been down 3 times, but every single time I fix it up myself, and for honestly not that expensive. The rebuilt alternator was like $180. The battery was like, I think, $100 or something, $200 off of Walmart. The galley gasket stuff, that was a lot more expensive. It was like $700 for tools and parts, but labor was all myself. And the heater hose connection, the guy already gave me the aluminum piece that goes between the connection, and all I needed to do was buy coolant and drain and refill. That one was the easiest repair out of all of those. But yeah, on to what I feel like onto the goals and like what I want to do with this car. So right now, the plan for this car is I want to restore it and I want to modify it and build it. It is my daily driver, so I'm not going to be doing anything that's going to ruin it as a daily driver. I am only looking to spend 10K. 10K is my budget. All right, so for performance mods, this is kind of what I've been thinking about. We're only doing bolt-ons. We're not opening the motor. We're not doing anything with that. So we can only really do 2 things: intake and exhaust for bolt-ons. Headers, I've given it a lot of thought, and honestly, right now the only ones that are viable are the Z1 headers, and honestly they're way too expensive for what they're worth. Whenever you go on Z1's website and you look at the dyno graph that they show you, you can see that the power band is pretty whack. It only starts to gain a decent amount of power on the top end. I think it's 6,500 RPMs and above, and that to me is just not good enough for daily driving. You're not going to notice it. You're not going to use that power, and even when you are, you're already going to be breaking the speed limit. So I just don't see any purpose. And they're $1,600. They used to be $1,000, and now they're $1,600. So that's definitely not going to happen. As for the catalytic converters, I am doing high flows because I still want to pass emissions, since it is required in my state of Texas. I already purchased high flows from Fast Intentions. I bought the Fast Intentions resonated high flows because since it is my daily, I want to keep the drone and noise as low as possible, but increase the power output as much as I can. So we're doing resonated high flows from Fast Intentions. They'll do a good job at preventing drone and keeping the noise level low. For my catback, I really want to either go with Fast Intentions or Z1 for their touring exhaust for the sedan, mainly because, like I said, I want to keep the noise level as low as possible with increasing performance. I know Nvidia makes a catback that's pretty quiet, but from what I've seen from forums, they really only gain you like 7-wheel horsepower, as opposed to Z1's catback, which they stated 29-wheel horsepower, but they forgot to mention that it needs a tune for it to reach those numbers. So we're going with that catback to keep noise levels down and also increase flow, along with the resonated high flows. For intake, there's really only one mod that I could see myself doing, and that is drop-ins, because I don't want to cut the core support to put in long tube intakes. I just don't want to deal with that, and to clean those air filters, you're gonna have to take apart the front end every single time, and that's even worse. So And another rule that I forgot to say earlier on in this video is that everything that I do to this car should be reversible. In the case that I ever want to sell it or whatever, which I probably won't because the resale value on this is, there's no point. Everything that I do to this car should be reversible. Anything. So anything that does permanent damage to whatever or permanently alters it is a no-go for me. So that's as far as it's gonna go for performance mods, is drop-in filters, resonated high flows, and the Z1 catback. Now for cosmetics, only a couple of things that I've thought about doing. Putting the sport front bumper to give it a little bit more aggressive look, but without the big OEM lip. So it'll just be the simple bumper, the sport bumper without the big lip. I think the big lip is just too much and it doesn't really fit with the whole car. Obviously repainting probably the whole vehicle. As you can see, the paint is really bad. So I might get away with like repainting only certain sections, but we'll see. I'll see how much that's gonna cost me because I really have no clue. Maybe 2, 4, 6K. I'll have to see how much I can really put the paint with like the budget and stuff. Second thing for cosmetics would probably be restoring the interior. I was thinking about doing a whole swap to black, but honestly I think that would cost too much. So my best bet would probably be replacing the dash, steering wheel, little things like that are all torn. I'll probably have to replace all the seats and then like fully detail this car. I also really do want to wrap the headliner with suede, kind of like Lexus's. I don't know if you guys know, stock they come with suede, but it's exactly like this color tan, and I think it looks really nice. So I'd want to do that. I'd probably have to replace all the seats because upholstering them would probably cost way more. And that's about it for the interior. Just restore it. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm not going to do any carbon fiber stuff or any goofy stuff like that. I have been thinking about doing clear tail lights because they do look really cool, but I don't know. We'll see. And as for steering and suspension, like traction, braking, all of that stuff, I'm really only going to do wheels, tires, and brakes. So far, nothing with suspension. Maybe if later down the line, if we have more budget, I might do sway bar links and adjustable sway bar links and the front and rear sway bars from either Z1 or whoever sells them the cheapest. But for sure, I already bought a set of 4 wheels for $400. Like I said, the G35 sport rims. I'll put an image right here. And I'm also going to be doing the big brake kit because I've noticed that these stock rotors under really heavy braking above like 100 miles an hour, they will warp easily. You can already see a ton of bluing. I don't think you can see it, but there's already like some bluing on the front rotors from me pushing the car really hard. So that's pretty much going to be as much as I'm planning to do. Wheels, tires, and brakes for steering, suspension, traction, all of that stuff. Just the handling of the vehicle. And that's pretty much going to be it. That's going to be the whole build. Oh, I forgot about tint as well. I might end up getting this a lighter shade because this is 15% and these are 0 in the rear. That's 0% and that's 15%. A little bit too dark and it's illegal, but we'll see. I also want to make sure that the tint that's on there is actually the UV protectant stuff. That way it doesn't end up cooking the interior that I just spent time restoring. So yeah, you guys let me know how I did on the pricing of this car. You guys let me know if it was a good deal. Like I said, I've already made like I want to say 4 to 5 videos of me doing everything that I've done to this car. So I'll be uploading them all after this one. It's just taking me a while to film the intro to this car. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys stick around to see the completion of this build. I don't know how long it'll take. I'm hoping, well, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, peace out.